Just congratulations on such a funny and just a wonderful rom-com.
Thank you so much.
I think I'll start with Camilla. Tell me a little bit about your character. You're playing Karina, who's a writer, but beyond that, tell me a little bit about where she stands with love.
Well, Karina is very type A and likes to plan everything and has her little check boxes and thinks that everything's going according to plan. And then, of course, that does not happen and things do not go according to plan. And she's a relationship columnist, so she thinks she's the expert in all things romance and love. And her long-term boyfriend breaks up with her right when she thinks he's going to propose. So her world comes crashing down with the help of David's character, Liam, who comes to shake things up a little bit in her life too.
Liam David is a very interesting character. He's really not looking for love, is he?
No, he's not. I think he's searching for other things. He's kind of moved back home and feels like he might have failed a little bit at being a novelist. And so I'm not sure he's sure what he's looking for in the movie. It's not love at first, that's for sure. But obviously things start to veer more in that direction.
Camilla, do you lean more toward comedy, or do you enjoy doing drama more, or is it all the same? Is acting?
Well, I mean, you're right. Acting is acting, but I have throughout my career have done much more drama, and I've hardly done comedy, to be honest. So this is really exciting for me to be a part of a romantic comedy. I've been interested in doing one for a long time, and then this script presented itself, and it's fun for me, guys, and joking around because a lot of my family and friends, they have kids and young people in their lives, and they're not able to watch most of my films with the younger generations because it's not really appropriate. So now this is something that all the family can watch together, which is a nice change for me.
It really is, because I know that sometimes you get pigeonholed, and it's nice to be able to spread those wings acting wise and do something with a little different pacing.
Absolutely. No, you're right. And this is a great challenge for me, not only to do something lighter, but also the character herself. She's very high energy, very type A, like I said, and I'm not necessarily like that. So it was really, and also the schedule is really, really insane. We were shooting almost 10, 11 pages of dialogue. In a romantic comedy, it's that banter back and forth between our characters. So we really had to step up our game every single day on set to keep the energy up and remember all the dialogue and to keep that banter going as well.
David, in looking at your guitar collection behind you, you are a musician, I would imagine.
I have to no, I'm actually visiting my parents this weekend, and this is my dad's office, and so this is his guitar collection. This is something he started doing when he retired, and it's just they line the walls. So I'm a total phony here right now. I look like I can play, but I'm a total hack.
But in that same vein, are there rhythms and cadences in the parts that you take on? Do you hear, different pacings?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The comedy is all about pacing and timing. So something like this really has to have. There is something specific to it, and you're kind of nowhere if not for having a good director who understands that. Drama can really tonally shift another way and be quite a different, just different pacing altogether. So this is a specific rhythm, and it can be challenging at times to make sure you're doing that rhythm correctly.
Bill, I'm going to ask you the same question. Are there rhythms and cadences in the parts that you take on?
So I think exactly to David's point, I like I said, most of my career has always been spent with drama, where you have that time, you have many scenes that you might not even be speaking, and you're just it's the stillness more than anything else. Whereas this one, it was the pace. You had to keep up the pace, and luckily we did have a director in Brian that really understood that and would always remind us, guys, pacing. And that was kind of always the number one note. If we were tired or the day was getting long and the scenes were long and our energy was going low, he would always remind us to keep that pace up. And luckily he's very high energy too, so that helped create the vibe on set. But those is very, very different for this one.
In a story like this that is comedy and fast paced, are you allowed to go off script and riff a little?
Yeah, definitely. I think that always comes down to the director and the writer and how precious they are. But Brian was really great, and he was more interested in getting the scene right than the lines right. So he let us riff, and as you kind of get more and more comfortable with each other as acting partners, you can't help but riff. You can't help but, you're building a relationship in real life. So these things just start to sneak in there. But we got a chance to be a little bit looser at times and really feel out the script as opposed to being regimented on a daily basis.
I think that adds to the energy of the scene, though, when you're doing that, when you're improvising a little.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It adds a lot because you get to, in many ways, be a little bit more in it if you're ready for anything, as opposed to knowing what's coming all the time.
Camilla, I'm going to give you the last word in our interview. What do you think audiences are going to take away from 10 Truths About Love?
Well, I hope I just take away a little lightness and a little bright spot in their day, as opposed to what we're all living through during the pandemic and all these other things that are happening out in the world. So I hope that people are able to watch it and kind of enjoy the escapism of these characters and their lives.
Well, I hope it does for Valentine's movies what Hallmark has been doing for Christmas movies. I think Tubi is really coming into their own, and they should own this holiday with romantic films.
Thank you. Hopefully people enjoy it.
Hopefully. Thank you both for your time today, and enjoy. And again, it's 10 Truths About Love on Tubi.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.